All right, so we'll start the webinar. So I'm sure you all know what exactly New Age career is, what is going on in the world. Everything is changing. What we used to think what New Age careers are earlier are constantly changing. So New Age careers are something that has a lot of potential and challenges. You must be thinking about why we are discussing this. A Greek philosopher once said that change is the only constant, and his words applies to career options as well. The world of jobs and careers changes with every decade, and we find some new and interesting career options waiting for young talent to embrace them. Speeding technology is rapidly creating more career opportunities for young people. And in this present time, with endless options, new and existing professionals have myriad options to choose from as their careers. And we are here to help you choose the right career path. So let's listen from Dr. Sunita and Miss Tulika Chatterjee, who are amongst the elite career coaches in India and have over 8+ experience. So talking about Sunita ma'am, definitely she has done her PhD from the Prist University. That's amazing, right? And she's also done her MPhil. Talking about Tulika, she has been into psychology for so many years. She's done her post-graduation diploma in human resource and has been into psychology for 8 years till now. So, Sunita ma'am and Tulika, welcome to this amazing webinar where we're going to talk and discuss so many career options today. So, Sunita ma'am, I want to ask you, what exactly does a new age career mean to you, and why is it important for the current generation?
Yeah, thank you, Heathel, for that introduction, and very good evening to all the participants who have joined this webinar on time, that too, right? And when it comes to your question, coming to your question, new age career, I will give my own personal opinion about it. A new age career are careers that are driven by innovation and technology. Advancement in technology is always accompanied by a bunch of new careers or changes in the already existing ones. One can also view this as a progression in the services that has been changing with technology, applications, looming practice, that is developed due to the demands and the requirements of the people of during that time, right? So when we say this new age careers, it is not at all a new term for us. That is what I am trying to tell. Because, as you said, Heathel, in your introduction, the change is something that is consistent, and we were informed about this change through our history, right from the time the world has evolved. And we are experiencing these changes even now, also, right? Even now, also. If I have to tell you something about this, the world of careers and the jobs keeps developing every day with some groundbreaking advancements in the way the task has been carried in various fields due to the advent of technology. Today, you can see the highest paid or high profile jobs were not existing few years back. And what you are currently doing might get relevant after it has been updated by some new age technology, right? So, recently, I had a chance to go through a report that is published by Dell Technologies. What they were listing is it was just given something like automated systems will free up our time. It means we will get more and more time. We will save more and more time due to technology. People will take care of themselves with the help of healthcare devices. Smart machines will become our admin, and it will be in short, if I have to say, it will be very much hard for us to disconnect from the technology because the technology is giving us more and more comfort, right? So it also stated that 85 percentage of the popular careers will not be, that has to be in 2030 has been invented yet. It was a shock for me. But later, when I looked into it, where I sit back and relaxedly, I thought, now, if you look at the slow and the steady shift in the job market, it won't sound surprising at all. Think about it, data science, for example. I'm a data science. This data science, a decade ago, this data science was not at all there, and we never thought that it will become such a full-fledged career. Now, if you see, every sector need a data scientist or a data analyst, and even artificial intelligence. It's just a magic. We used to see this technology only once. If you see in dystopian fiction or comic books, it showed that presence in our life, and ever evolving area. It has become an ever evolving area of research. We are yet to see the growth of these technologies in terms of more and more careers yet to come in. So, according to me, New age careers is not at all a new term, but yes, it is now. If you see, currently, if you see, the need of the skills for managing this new age careers is a little bit different than what it was existing for the past 20 or 25 years.
That was very insightful, Sunita ma'am. Many of the students, they don't know what exactly New Age career is, as we can see the polls, or they've not heard of it. So, Tulika, will you like to put some light on this? What do you think what this New Age career is, and what opportunities we have for the current generation right now?
Yeah, right. Hetus, first of all, thank you so much for having me here. And just to go about what Sunita ma'am, just to add on to it, whenever we are talking about like new age careers, it's not like the term that we are talking about something which has come out of the blue and all of a sudden it has like come into the economy and now everyone has to adjust it. New age careers are not a thing of this century or that century. Time and again we see changes happening. Time and again we see changes, the world evolving, and whenever the world transforms, it always brings with it a new set of careers, a new set of skills, and the new set of working in an economy, and the old things which were happening in the past definitely becomes obsolete there. So if we like have to take like 2020, when it was basically the start of the pandemic, to say we can consider it as like the pandemic was a blessing in disguise, because it made very much many things clearer which was not, maybe we were not prepared for. It made us realize, yes, we need to start working on things, like first of all on ourselves, on our skills. So it made us realize that we need to introspect our own abilities, our capacities, and see what is lacking. Like here, if I am sitting here and maybe even Sunita ma'am would agree with me, I don't think that we can say we have all the skills which are required maybe in today's time and like will make us prepared for the future, because each one of us needs to evolve with the coming time. And when we're talking about in terms of careers, yes, like now we are living in a technology driven world where everything is becoming self automated. There are like self driven events happening. People are actually hiring another people just to take care of their lives. That is the world we are living in, Tuki. People are maybe so busy in revamping themselves, or maybe working on the skill, that they are hiring agents to just look and tell them, okay, these could be some of the other options that you can look at. So that is what how the world has changed. And if we go back some years back, maybe 20 years back, there used to be people like clock keeper or film projectionist or switchboard operator, but nowadays you don't hear about that because automation technology has definitely removed that. Nowadays we don't see the cameras which were used years back. Now the phones are coming with so many great specifications and the megapixel cameras. I don't think so anybody is going and buying any separate camera. Just so even the photography domain had to revamp themselves, because if they wouldn't have, they would have lost the jobs. So that is what the new age careers, and the main idea behind is that when we are talking about new age careers, the one thing that we need to remember is that we need to look from the perspective what all new things can be added on, because the careers which are now in the present have come out from the conventional and traditional careers only. It's not like it is completely coming out of the blue. It is completely new and nobody has heard of. Everything is a miniature version of the traditional and conventional careers, and that is how the new age careers are. Yes.
That is so greatly said by Tulika. Thank you so much for your insight. We never knew 10 years back that Zomato would also be a career option for us. So you see now that the Zomato is a career option where it's a booming industry currently, which we never thought of 10 years back. So yes, I mean, definitely rightly said by Aditya, Zomato is a startup. So my next question is to Sunita ma'am again. What do you think are the some industries that are poised to grow over the next few decades? What do you think? Which industry will that be? Something from math, something artificial intelligence, whether it will be a cyber security. What do you think will be growing in the next couple of decades?
See, when it comes to the industries that is positioned to grow over the next few decades, it will not be right to say that only certain sectors are well positioned for the future growth. According to me, all the sectors that are directly or indirectly connected to the technology are equally growing. So, thanks to the technology, yes. So, can anybody tell me that I am not using a technology? Nobody can tell now they are not using the technology because everyone are using the mobile phones, laptops, advanced devices, gadgets. All these devices and gadgets are connected with technology, either knowingly or unknowingly, right? So, growth is happening in line with the changes in technology. So, growth is happening in line with the changes in technology. And this technology, while using this technology, wherever the technology is used, the productivity increases, the effectivity or the efficiency increases, time and cost is being saved. And ultimately, if you can see, the quality of life is also improved, right? So, when it comes to the technological part, if you can see, cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. Why blockchain technology was invented? Blockchain technology was invented just to manage the Bitcoin. But now, if you can see to what extent the usage of blockchain technology as widespread is, it is nowadays used where in weapon tracking, right? Sales, weapon tracking. It is used in real estate sectors. It is used in insurance sectors. It is used in banking sectors. It is even used in the during elections for voting purpose. Why it is being used? The one of the unique feature that it has. Any data stored in it cannot be changed, cannot be removed, cannot be erased. That wonderful feature of it is making that application of this to these industries and these areas, these sectors, if I have to say. The next coming is virtual and augmented reality, gene editing and sequencing. Gene editing and sequencing is a wonderful thing that is coming up because no, we never thought about that our DNA can be altered or it can any gene variant within our DNA can be removed and replaced. That is now possible using this gene editing and sequencing. Artificial intelligence, especially the neural networks. It is, as I was telling before, it is a wonderful magic that we are experiencing right now. Without this artificial intelligence, we won't be. I won't think that this driverless cars and all we can drive that can be operated because of this artificial intelligence and the neural networks within that artificial intelligence. It was possible. Collaborating robotics, wearable devices in healthcare, which is able to help us to tell the medical conditions of a person, what is the pulse rate, what is the heart rate, everything about the person. And it is going to improve again and again so that we depend upon the wearable devices rather than the doctors in the future technology. In the coming future, who knows about it? Even internet of devices. So we are yet to witness the full growth of these technologies. Only 1% of 2% of this technology has grown. It is yet to grow more, and we are going to find more and more growth in terms of technology. As well as these technologies comes out with certain careers, as well as it also replace the existing one. For example, if you can see, renewable energy and storage, environmental science, psychology, and food safety and innovation, cyber security. These are some of the areas which we never thought it was there already, but we never thought that it will improve to the extent of how we are seeing right now, right? And even when it comes to By telling this, I'm not telling only these areas are going to grow. It is not like that. All the traditional courses like that is careers like engineering, medical, CA, becoming a CA, teaching, all these professions are also improving, but maybe it is growing to be at par with the technology. So, as you asked, we cannot say that only a part of the industries are growing. All the industries connected with this technology are equally growing.
That's great, Sunita ma'am. With so many rapid career growths, with so much coming in every day we hear some news about education where there's a new career, there's about neuroscience, cyber hacking, ethical hacking, all of these things we keep listening. So, ma'am, for the young generation today, for all the students who joined in, what are the skills that they actually require to keep up with so many options coming in?
So, when it comes to this skills, if we have to tell about the skills, see, there is a lot of difference what our parents or we ourselves as a person were experiencing some 6 to 7 years back, and what the current age students are experiencing right now. It is well known that the speeding technology is responsible for this drastic change, and that is happening around the job areas, creating more and more career opportunities for the young people, right? These career opportunities, yes, of course, I accept it. It comes out with a lot of potential, but it also comes out with a lot of challenges, making it difficult to manage unless we are equipped with the right skill, because they are connected with technology at the end of the day, right? It has become very much mandate for the organization nowadays, the new age organization, to reorient and reskill their workforces in order to optimize the especially the remote work capabilities which has come into existence after this pandemic, and take the full advantage of this advanced technologies. Means the workforce, what I'm trying to tell is the workforce should have that attitude and aptitude to continuously learn, unlearn, and relearn the new skills, because every day we are experiencing one or the other change with respect to the kind of work we do, and every day the technology is growing. Today, if you start with a new skill, and if you do something tomorrow, after a week or even after a month, you need to relearn another new skill, you need to learn another new skill to sustain in that work. Otherwise, you will be replaced very fast, right? So, according to the survey of the World Economic Forum, if we can see, according to the survey by the World Economic Forum, the generic skills which we were using year long for the past 25 to 30 years, it will not be hold good for no longer. Why? Instead, firstly, you need highly evolved technical capabilities to survive in this current new age careers. For example, all, as you know, all the new age careers are one or the way and connected with machine learning, big data, analytics, robotics. All these are higher end technologies. To manage these technologies, definitely anybody should have this technical capabilities, especially those who are working in this technical field, and those are using this technical field should know how to use it also, right? Secondly, human skills. What do you mean by human skills? Human skills are nothing but the skill that is used especially for what I can say, what example can I say? Sales, marketing, training and development, organizational development, all these require human skills. For example, analytical thinking, problem identification and solving. Problem identification and solving is something that you have to foresee the problem and identify what the problem is before the structure, whatever you have made, before it is getting implemented, how to solve the problem, what. And time management is given very big place here with respect to new age careers. Adaptability, a kind of initiative, that is what I can say about initiative. You need to do things things without you being pushed to do or without you being asked to do. You have to collaborate with the team. You have to interact with the people. You have to be effective in communication. Effective in the communication, what I mean is they need to have a capability to communicate the identified problem in a right way to a right person at a right time appropriately. This will save lots and lots of time here. So also they need to be digitally and numerically literate also, because right now we are in the verge of transitioning ourselves from towards the digital technology or towards the digital world. So when you are transitioning towards the digital world, we need to have all these capabilities. Otherwise, you will be replaced in any job what you are doing.
Tulika, will you like to add something about what are the skills required by that all these students who have joined us should know that these are the skills they should also. So anything that you'd like to add here, Tulika?
Yeah, definitely. So what ma'am shared was basically from the point of like, yes, we need to develop ourselves in technology, but we usually sometimes we forget that it's not only about the knowledge or the practical aspect. Yes, that is something definitely needed, as I've already mentioned, that we have to keep on working on ourselves and adapting, but we need to develop ourselves like psychology as well. I personally, coming from a psychology background, I feel that we need to have those skills which will help us adjusting to the environments to which we will be exposed to. It will help us being more organized and planned. So one of the main skills which I feel is very much important, not just today but in the future, is like resilience. Resilience is like the ability to bounce back, and we all need to remember and realize that we all will be working in environments, working in settings where it's not always that the things will go our way. Maybe sometimes we face certain kinds of struggles and failures, but we need to learn from those things. We need to adapt and move on, and that is how we will also keep on developing and proceeding further in our careers. Other than that, resilience, we need to also address one very particular issue, and I guess like which is like becoming more prominent nowadays because of the work pressure and the workload, is stress tolerance. It is something that everyone needs to consider, that our mental health has to be the topmost priority. We just can't keep on overlooking it, because if physically being physically fit is not enough, if mentally we are not available there, because one day or the other it definitely goes on to impact our efficiency, our productivity, and therefore it's important for us to help regulate our emotions in a much better way, so that we are able to handle the emotions and the stress, because stresses will be everywhere. I'm not just talking in terms of the work settings, even in a personal life stresses will be there. So we need to understand those, we need to address those, and which is more important. Other things than these are like the creativity, the ideation, the taking of initiation. These are some of the things which will keep us moving and looking forward to something new. Because if we stay in that rigid mindset, what we have planned now, and that should be that foolproof plan, and we don't need to make changes, sooner or later it will again become obsolete. As I mentioned, we need to keep on revamping ourselves, we need to keep on changing, and therefore always like having that not giving up attitude, always to keep on thinking out of the box, having that cognitive flexibility, and like even accept the others ideas and points of view. These are also very important when we are looking in terms of any career. It's not like if I'm going into a corporate domain or if I'm going into medical domain that I have to take care of these skills. Any career, from a designer to a journalist to anybody, even a banker, each and every individual needs these skills, because every environment is different and we all need to adapt to that environment. And once we do, then only we'll be able to progress further, not just in our careers, but in the other career pathways also, which we are looking forward to. Yeah.
Thank you, Tulika, for so much of insight on this. So students, now we know it's not just the technical abilities and skills you need, it's also psychological. How to deal with the stress, how to be resilient, how to work hard towards your goal. So there's so many stereotypes, Tulika, in education industry. So what do you think? Are data analyst people only from economics and finance background, or is it possible that they can come from science and engineering background?
Thank you so much, Hazel, that you asked this question, because this is generally always that one question which revolves around the students now. If I want to do anything as a data scientist or a data analyst, is PCM the only route? So to answer that question in one word, the answer is no. PCM is not the only route to pursue a career in data scientist. Yes, one thing I need to remember, that data sciences is a maths driven career. Why we say a maths driven career? Because here we are talking about logic, here we are talking about algorithms, here we are talking about computational analysis, and therefore maths is definitely a mandatory requirement for you to pursue it as a career. But are the other subjects like physics and chemistry also required for me? No, it's not required. So even if I'm from somebody from the commerce background, and as long as I have mathematics with me, and even from a humanities, same again, if I have mathematics, I can maybe go for, like, let's say degrees called BCom honors degree, or a BSc in mathematics majors, or even like economic honors degree. These degrees can also lead for me to pursue data sciences or data analysis courses in my higher level, because again, both in like BCom honors, maths major, statistics, economic honors, you will be doing a lot of maths there. So there is maths involved, there are numbers involved, and therefore the careers from these routes are also available for you to pursue data science as a career.
So there's no running away from maths if you want to become a data scientist student.
True.
So
True.
maths is something that you will have to do. That was very, very insightful. There's no stereotype anymore. Things are changing as the new careers come in. There's so many combinations that can be done. So, Tulika, my another question is again to you. It's again a very stereotype question. I really love psychology. I want to pursue my education in psychology, but I don't want to go for therapy or counseling. What are the other career options that I can look at only in psychology?
Okay, so when we talk about psychology, the first thing we need to understand, yes, I know this is a subject which is like comes under the domain of the humanities. But when we're talking about psychology, we forget that psychology is actually the study of human behavior. We are trying to analyze what was the reason behind somebody's behavior. And that is something which is applicable in each and every career out there, be it an engineer, be it a scientist, be it a doctor, designer, in each and every career domain. You need to understand which was going behind the mind of that individual when they acted in that way. So when we say psychology, psychology is actually ingrained in each and every career out there. You just can't segregate psychology out there. So let's say if somebody is interested in economics and they are interested in psychology, can there be a career? Actually, there is a career. There's a career known as behavioral economics. So if I could be a person who loves economics, but I also want to understand why a person behaves in a certain manner, behavioral economics can be a route to me, because in that you basically will be studying about what was the reason why people are buying one product more than the other, what was the reason why they stopped buying one product, and why did there was a certain change in the market, the sudden boom or recession in a certain market, and why the other things are actually vanishing from the market. So in behavioral economics, as a behavioral economist, you will try to predict all this from the perspective of the behavior. So you are analyzing the behavior of individuals. Some other things like when we see so many advertisements, we see so many hoardings, like from KFC to McDonald's. Why do they use colors like red, yellow, or even like Amazon, they on their the tab button, the buy tab button, it's orange in color. Has anyone ever thought of why are these colors specifically used and not any other colors? It's because that both like red, yellow, orange, these are all emotionally stimulant colors. They basically attract an individual to go and place their order, and that is why these colors are used. So we are talking about color psychology here. So you see, psychology is not limited to the domain of like counseling or therapy. Psychologists can work in corporates, and like recently, like before this webinar, I saw an advertisement from Swiggy company that they are looking for a behavioral research analyst, and the qualifications that they have asked for is somebody with a psychology background, somebody who has a majoring in psychology, because they want people to understand where the customers are, what is the thing they are asking. They want to know about the kind of queries or find problems the employees are working in the economy, and therefore they have put that ad there. So as a psychologist, I can work in corporates as well. Then if I have to talk about other domains, for psychologists can even work with the sports people. So nowadays we know that the sports people, the sports persons are also a lot of stress. So specifically psychologists are hired to help them release their stress, time management, if they are undergoing any kind of pressure, to help them all in all of those things. And even in media industry, the psychologists work. They are the ones who basically decide before the news is actually projected on the screen. They are the ones to tell how the news should be projected, because they understand that if this news is put in this way, it might go on to impact a certain community or certain group of people. So they might warn you. So that is why we say psychologist is not only limited to schools and colleges. Yes, there definitely will be those, but there are other domains as well, like sports, corporate, media, law. Each and every domain you will find psychology. So that is something, this psychology is a very lucrative field, and there is like not just one career associated with it.
So I hope that breaks a lot of stereotype here, Tulika. We've got Sahana Shanu, who wants us to talk more on engineering psychology.
Yeah.
She is very inquisitive to know about it. If you can please enlighten her as well.
Yeah. So when we talk about like engineering psychology, yes, engineering, we're talking about the sciences and the technology. And when we are talking about psychology, we are involving the human behavior as well. So let's talk about a simple robot, which was like made in back in 2016. Everyone must have heard about the Sophia robot, right? Yes or no? I'm guessing everyone knows about. What was that one thing very common to that and which became too very popular about? It was a humanoid robot. So what was an humanoid? It was like created in that way that it could actually sense the emotions of individuals, and accordingly it will react to the situation. And that is what engineering psychology, that even when we're talking about robots, artificial intelligence, they are involving things which will help them understand the human behavior, and accordingly they are making changes. So that is what engineering psychology is all about, that even with science and technology, you even like to understand the functioning of the brain, they are bringing in psychology key. If certain part of the brain is impacted, how it will go on to impact the behavior or the emotions of the individual. They are studying that, and that is what the engineering psychology field is all about.
So for psychology, can a PCM student do it?
Definitely, a PCM student can also go on to do psychology. As I said, even maths and psychology is a very good, because in psychology also you are using statistics, you are doing researches and analysis out there. So yes, even a PCM student can go on to do psychology if they wish to.
Thank you so much, Tulika. I think that is, we've answered most of the questions here. Thank you so much for such an enlightenment, breaking this stereotype. My next question is to Sunita ma'am. Sunita ma'am, I really want to learn about brain. I'm very interested in knowing I want to understand what exactly brain is. So is there a good undergraduate course after my 12th grade in India that I can learn? I don't want to go abroad. I want to be in India and learn that. So do we have any good colleges, any good courses for this?
Yeah, when it comes to brain, yes, it is a wonderful area where if anybody like to learn. But when you get into that area, it becomes a vague, because it is something that it is a totally an interdisciplinary course where there will be an involvement of biology, physics, chemistry, physiology, anatomy, technology, and even engineering. So when it comes to this area, specifically in India, you don't have any specific undergraduate course, especially for neuroscience. But yes, there are courses like Bachelor of Science in Neurophysiology Technology or Neuroelectrophysiology. So most of the students, what I recommend for them is take a bachelor course or do a master's in psychology or physics, chemistry, biology, or even engineering, or this that is neurophysiology or neuroelectrophysiology, and they can go for integrated PhD courses in neuroscience. So this, especially this neurophysiology technology or neuroelectrophysiology will help them to understand what they will be learning in that area as a neuroscience. Because why engineering students are there in neuroscience means they will be learning about the electrical impulses of the brain, especially electrical and electronics engineering students, or even electrical students, or and triple E, that is electrical and electronics engineering students, are also have that eligibility to take their integrated MSc or the PhD in neuroscience. So for that, for this thing, what they have to do is they will have to write exams like ICMR, that is NET, that is National Eligibility Test, CSIR, all these exams, or jiggles by for the biology or biotechnology students, all these exams, because this exams will help them to get into the top institutes like IISc, National Brain Research Center, which is in, I think it should be in Haryana or Haryana. And one more is there, that is Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. These are some of the top institutes. And there are some other institutes like Amrita and all, no? They are giving computational neuroscience also. So anybody is interested in mathematics and neuroscience also can get into those areas also.
Great. So, ma'am, we've got a question from Bhavin. How long the boom of computer and IT will continue? Is it advisable to focus on the other areas of careers also?
See, there is no areas that is there without computers and technology. That is what I was trying to explain before also. There is no other area. Everybody will be knowing the basic operations in computers. So anybody who wants to build the technology, they will get into BTech in computer science or BSc in computer science. Anybody wants to use the technology, most of the technologies will be used. Only the computer research people or the research areas people, they will be involved in building the technology, where the students need to be an excellent performer in mathematics or an excellent performer in computer science, right? So anybody is utilizing the technology. There are many areas that utilizes this technology, right? Any areas, there are more areas in physics, chemistry, mathematics, and in humanities, commerce. Every areas utilize this technology to keep themselves comfortable. So it is very much important for everybody to have a knowledge about computers and operations in a computer. But when it comes to the core computers, it is helps to build the technologies and be an associate a part of building the technology.
I think, Bhavin, that very well answers your question that you had. There's another question for you, ma'am. So Arvind is asking that, can you discuss options for computer science students, which is not engineering?
I have already answered that. There are BSc
Okay.
Computer Science, there is BCA, that is a Bachelor in Computer Applications. These are some of the areas which they can go, they need not go for engineering, but they can be in here taking this. They can take some advanced courses in the technology and they can get into the job opportunity. They need not be an engineer there.
All right, ma'am. Thank you so much for such an insight and helping us answer all the questions that students have. Maybe we cannot pick all the questions, but whatever questions we can see, we can surely answer that. And ma'am, I had another question for
More
you.
question that is asked by Shruti, that is,
Yes.
what are the career options with PCB other than Neet also? See, other than Neet, with Neet you can go for medical purpose. Other than Neet, you have, if you want to become a doctor, you can get into physiotherapy. If you want to become a therapist, you can go for occupational therapy, speech language therapy, respiratory therapy, and green therapist. And if you want to go for some technology courses in biology, like operation theater technology, anesthesia technology, cardioperfusion, cardiovascular technologies are available. Renal dialysis technology is also available. Apart from this, you can get into agriculture areas. You can also get into biological science, where there is an entire research domain is available with biological science. Within this biological science also, you have biotechnology, bioinformatics. Somebody was asking asking with biology, can I go for analysis? Bioinformatics is an area where you can get into data analysis in biology, because that is an area which involves both biology, computer science, statistics, and mathematics, where the graduates will be extracting useful information from the biological data that is available. So biomedical science is another option. There are prosthetics and orthotics available. There are too many careers available with PCB other than it. With Neet, you can get into medicine and alternate medicine. Other than Neet, any biological related careers, agricultural related career, life science, environmental science related careers are possible without Neet.
All right, ma'am. Thank you so much for answering all the questions that these students have. And definitely they are very confused at this point of time, what to do, what to not do. So we'll be answering more questions. So ma'am, my second question is that what is the scope of cybersecurity jobs in India? Is there any scope? Do you think that's a good career to go for? Can they do it?
See, when it comes to infrastructure related jobs, IT jobs, it has tremendous potential, I will tell that. With increasing exposure to internet, the global business is shifting its operation in online mode. All the transactions are happening online, not just the business data, but also the personal data is also at the risk of being manipulated, right? So everywhere we end up giving the details, right from our name, contact number, email ID, address, what not we are giving to the people whenever you are shopping through online, whenever you are using the apps, paying bills, everywhere we are giving data. All this data is not only precious for you, it is also precious for the company, because they use this data to enhance their business, right? They extract some data out of it to enhance the business out of it. Most of the companies, nowadays what it is happening is, because of the advent of internet, most of the companies are now hosting their data on the cloud, and the data is stored in the cloud actually. And rather than instead of storing in a personal desktop server, they are storing in the cloud. So the cloud data storage and the maintenance becomes a mandate, allowing the demand for cybersecurity here. This has increased the need of cybersecurity experts who are equipped with latest developments in artificial intelligence. Even data science comes here with the cybersecurity. So when it comes to cybersecurity, people start asking what happens to the ethical hacking. What is the difference between cybersecurity and ethical hacking again? Cybersecurity is actually a practice that is to defend the internet connected devices such as hardware, software, programs, and data, all the data from damage or malicious attacks, etc. Both cybersecurity and ethical hacking serve similar purpose of improving the company's security, but they differ in a lot of ways, because the cybersecurity is a broader domain and ethical hacking is only a part of cybersecurity. So both does the same work, but it becomes cybersecurity is a biggest umbrella under which ethical hacking is a part of it.
All right, ma'am. Thank you so much, Sunita ma'am, for answering this question. My next question is to Tulika ma'am. Ma'am, what are some of the areas in design apart from fashion designing? I am very much interested in designing, but I don't want to go for fashion designing. What are the others designing careers for me that I can go for?
Okay, so whenever we are basically talking about design, I know there has always been key. If I'm going into design, fashion designing is one of the most lucrative careers. But looking at today's time, it's actually there are so many different careers, and specifically technology coming into picture. There are careers like we are talking about UI and UX, in which we are talking about user interface and user experience. We are talking about VFX. We are talking about animations and graphics, because nowadays, since most of the things are happening on the online platform, it is very important for the websites, the companies, the organizations to keep on revamping their sites and keep on adding new tools and new animations and graphics, so that people keep on coming back. Because we all like go use different kind of websites, and we also know if we are not getting a good experience from the website, if we are facing too much of struggle, there will be a very less possibility that I will go back to that website, because I know my experience was not good and I know I will face a lot of trouble. So I definitely will not go go back to it. So therefore, we are talking about UI and UX. Animations and graphics is becoming more and more, because nowadays, if you see, most of the online platforms are used by the adolescents and the young generation, and they love to see something which is like creative, something which is different, rather than just going into something like simply putting out the content and not giving them something to really be attracted to. So we are talking about animations and graphics. If we look into the domain of the fashion industry, other than fashion designing, we are talking about jewelry designing, we are talking about footwear designing, we are even nowadays talking about handbag designing. This is something which has like really picked up in the pandemic. Like, so many people have started designing their own bags, and they have actually started running their own business just from this online platform which is available to them. So we are talking about that. We are talking about digital art as well, which is like something which has like really picked up pace, just because since everything is happening online. So you see, other than that, we are another career which is like really, really lucrative in nature. But yes, one thing, one subject basically will be important in that career will be mathematics. It's like product designing, which we are talking about. But yes, not all universities except IIT Guwahati, that they will ask you that you should be have maths in your 11th and 12th in order to pursue that career. But product designing is another very lucrative career which we are looking at, because nowadays, if you see just a simple chair, there are so many different designs of chairs. Sometimes we are also like surprised, actually it is a chair that we can sit on it, but these are being designed and people are buying it. We are also talking about industrial designing, we are talking about website design. So you see, design is a very, very, very field. You need to see which is your area. If I go down the area of fine arts and applied arts, in those also we have like so many variations. So in fine arts, in sketching itself, it's not just about pencil sketching we are talking about. We are talking nowadays about charcoal sketching, we are talking about colored pencil sketching, we are talking about painting with oil, wax, acrylic, even ink is something which is being used by artists to create something. When we are talking about sculptures out there, we are talking about glass sculptures, we are talking about metal sculptures. So you see, I've just mentioned few if you have to take into consideration, but there are n number. I can't cover all of those careers because there are so many of them. The only thing that we need to consider that whenever I'm looking at careers, something to do with creativity, my portfolio will be that very much important thing that will be taken into consideration when I'm applying to colleges. So if I am someone who is looking into any of the design field, it's better that I start working on my portfolio. I start compiling all my work so that I have a good portfolio to show when I'm applying to the colleges.
So I think that's just a glimpse of designing. There's so much to do in it. I mean, what about the package, Sulika? We've got Jarmesh asking us that will the package only be 5 lakh rupees? We do not get a job. Will we get a job in this? So will you like to put some light here?
Yeah. So if I will not directly go into the package because that will differ from your skills and that will differ from the organizations also you're working. But yes, one thing I need to remember key, any fields which are related more towards the creative field, be it journalism, your design, your sectors like sports and all, these all are more driven by the skills the individual learn. And therefore we say key, even let's say I have enrolled myself in a college called NIFT, being the topmost design colleges, NIFT and NIT and all. It doesn't mean that once I'm into that college and it's enough for me to get a very good package job once I'm done with my degree. Even when the recruiters are coming there, they are more interested in the skills the student has developed, and that goes on to decide the kind of packages. So if you are a kind of an individual who is showing them not just the theoretical knowledge, but the skills which actually the organizations and the studios and the companies are looking for, definitely you will be even getting more than 5 lakh, if I have to say. But if you're lacking those skills, maybe that will differ. So as you, and as I said, exactly, it is like that the package will differ from things to things. So you need to keep in mind, you need to keep on building your skills. It's not just the degree that will decide on the package, but the kind of experience and skills that you have with it, that will go on to decide that.
So thank you so much, Tulika. I think that is it from both our panelists who've given us so much of broader perspective about psychology, about cybersecurity, ethical hacking, about neuroscience. So we've learned a lot of things today. We've got to know so many things, even about psychology, which is not just limited to something, but also a lot of things. So Sunita ma'am, will you like to say something?
So when it comes to see, if I have to tell something about I just want to give a glimpse about the importance of career guidance and where it comes in. See, even now when the new age careers is coming up very well, there are some parents and students who stick on to the conventional options rather than going for or the new age options. Firstly, because these career options have historically shown a brighter future for the generation, and it is easier to stick to a path that guarantees a certainty in their future. So that is why these people, these parents and students wants to stick on to the conventional rather than going for the new age ones, because about the new age they are not they don't know anything about the new age. And moreover, it is very much easier to stick to a path that guarantees a certainty in the future. After all, most of the people doesn't want to take risk in their life, especially their children's life, right? So here, secondly, the reason why so many people stick on to the conventional careers is that they are not aware of the opportunities out there. They don't have the right information on how to pursue them and what kind of future it will unfold. So for both these problems, a very simple solution is the students as well as the parents get a help from a career counselor, where they will help them to educate the students as well as the parents with a multitude of career options out there and find out the best match depending upon their interest, passion, ability, and the values, which will help them to get into a career that works best for them.
Great, Sunita ma'am. So talking about career guidance, I've got Swara Lipi here with me, who has been into a Mindler journey and had been facing some problems. So Swaralipi, are you there? Will you like to tell us about your journey in with Mindler? Hi Swaralipi, how are you doing?
Doing fine. How are you doing?
We are
Like,
doing very good, and we're waiting to hear from you.
I'm Swaralipi. I'm from Haldia. I've just finished my boards exam and I have taken admission in Shrishti. So I'll be joining in the next month in the course of Bachelor of Design. And I had studied in 11th, 12th, I took the science stream. So before, I was absolutely clueless. Like, I was serious about my career. I was so serious that I would talk about it ever since I was in 9th grade. But after giving boards, I was ever so clueless. I knew that I didn't want to do engineering, but I didn't know enough to say that I wanted to do this or do that. Like, most people were chasing either medical or IT or engineering. Other than that, most of my friends, most people were clueless. And I was so keen to know about these things that I would ask anyone. And the problem is that a lot of people would give wrong advice, which was very, very derailing. Like, there would be people discouraging you when I once shared that I was interested about biotechnology, and this one uncle completely disregarded it, said that it is not even engineering. So all these things, it's better to stay away from that. And it would have been better if I reached out to you that time. But I came around Mindler in 12th grade after the term 1 exams. So last year there were term 1 and term 2. And after the term 1 exams, I looked up for counseling. And I came around Mindler, and I'm so glad I did, because it really opened up the world for me. It really opened up that there is other things than biology than this. And I knew that I liked a certain subjects, but I wasn't very, very sure. And once I came to know about design, that there are categories in design and which one suits me more, after doing all through it, I knew that it was what I wanted to do. And Sunita ma'am had helped me throughout it with like so many tables, so many links, so many blogs, and like there were days of intensive research. Like, there was so much here and there. I looked up biochemistry, I looked up biotechnology. We looked through so many kinds of things. We talked about job perspectives, the salaries, where we could study, what exams to give. And I think I was a little late, so it would be better if you one enrolls faster. So you have time to apply for entrance exam. You have time to prepare for entrance exams. I missed a few deadlines, but I'm so glad I found Shrishti because I really wanted to go there and I got it. So I'm ever so grateful about it. Uh, Apart from this, I was like, other than this, she also helped me with like little things or with the report that was given. You know, we were like, we have to be more decisive, we have to be more outspoken. Like back then, I was so shy. I could barely speak. I was so, uh, so claustrophobic almost. But now, after talking through, after I know what I want to do, I have got into it. I gave the admission, I got into the college, I have got this spark of confidence, I have this aim, this motivation. So, yeah, that has really helped, and I have recommended it, and I would recommend it. This is the right place for anybody who is asking a lot of questions, curious and serious about their career. This is the like ask away. This is the best place.
Thank
And
you so much.
everyone on the team has been so kind and helpful. Like starting from Aprajita, I think she was on the help desk, and everyone on the team, like they called and they asked what changes we could do, and it was so sweet that they even wanted to hear from a student about it. So yeah, it has been. I'm really grateful, and thank you, Sunita ma'am, and everyone on Mindler.
Thank you, Swarnaliti, for your kind words, and I am really happy. And I can see that you finally decided something. And best of luck for your future. Thank you so much for giving us those 5 minutes and coming and talking about your journey. Next, we've got Amishi with us, who is going to share her experience with us of how it has been. Hi, Amishi. How are you doing today?
Hello, ma'am. I'm great. How about you?
I'm doing very well, Amishi. So, Amishi, tell me, what was your journey? What did you go through? How you finally come to a place that you wanted to always come?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Amishi Puri. I am from Lucknow and I've just given my class 12 board examination. I came to know about Mindler because of a workshop that was organized at my school, CMS, when I was in 10th. Okay. So you see, I have taken humanities stream. And the problem was, like ma'am said, I used to think it is such an unconventional subject. And my my family, I think most of my relatives are from science background. So we were not very well aware about the career aspects or the future prospects regarding these subjects. And but I loved history. I was fascinated by psychology, and for that we had talked to a lot of people about it. And like my friends said, they give you all sorts of advices, and we had that. We had to see that, but we still had that doubt in our mind that how are we going to go about it. And when I heard about Mindler in my school, I went home, I told my parents about it, and then we went through the whole process of Mindler. That is the tests, the result interpretation, and the personal guidance by skilled counselors like Shilpa ma'am, who helped me to identify my interests, my strengths and weaknesses, and to make the right career choice for me. And I think it is because of this reason that I was able to perform very well in my class 12th first semester. I got 96%. Fingers crossed for the second. But we're really thankful to the whole team of Mindler, Tulika ma'am, and everyone who helped me, who guided me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Amishi, and best of luck for your future. We wish to see you again, and we've got various more options for you. Entire hand holding for you, Amishi, just a call away.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Amishi, for your kind words. Thank you so much, Sunita ma'am and Tulika, for coming here and giving us so many insights about the new age career domains. Tulika ma'am, will you like to say something to us before you leave?
So if you are asking about the parting words, okay. So basically, yes, we were talking about new age careers, and we also discussed about skills and how the world is changing. So one thing I always emphasize on, don't just limit your options by going and deciding right now, because right now you people are into school, you must be hearing about a lot of career options, but don't just go by the mouth of word that maybe somebody said, yeah, it's a good career to pursue and you should be going and pursuing. The main thing, that career could be good for another individual, but you need to see for yourself whether that career fits you, and that is how it will increase in the scope and the like. I saw many questions in which people, students are asking ki, what is the scope of that career, to let you people know, if you are actually into that career, you have the skills, you have the experience and the things which are actually required in that career, you will definitely be flourishing in that career. So it's not the career which sets the scope, it's you who set the scope for that career. So you need to see where you fit in, you need to see which career fits you and not what fits your, maybe your siblings, your relatives, your friends, or maybe any uncle auntie told you, okay, beta, this is a very good career and you should go on and pursue. I'm not, because there is no career which is bad. Everything will be dependent upon how well you adjust to it, how well you adapt to it, and how much effort and time you are able to put. Because time, effort, and labor is part of every career. There is like no such career you can say that I can just sit comfortably at my chair on one table behind a screen and I'll be earning like millions of bucks. It's not. You have to put in the time and effort. So don't just limit your options. Keep on exploring. Know about the careers well before, and therefore we talk about career guidance. Let's know about the pros and cons and each and everything, and then go on to decide, yes, this could be a career for me. Look at your own interest, introspect your strengths and weaknesses, and then go on deciding that. Yes, Habib.
Uh, Thank you so much, Tulika. Thank you so very much for giving your insights. Talking about the career options and confusions that we have, there's so many options to choose from. Some people are worried about what the package is going to be. Some are worried about, will my skills be, do I need degree for my skills? What do I do? So I have got a perfect solution to all of you all. So I am just sharing a screen of our Mindler dashboard, which will help you all understand what exactly is psychometric assessment, how the psychometric assessment helps you. So when you look here, this is the dashboard that we have. It's a very, very interesting dashboard, guys. If you can see, you can search any career here. This is an encyclopedia of career. You can go here and choose, search for any careers you want. Apart from that, when you go on this dashboard, you get to know so many blogs, so many news about what is going on in the education industry. If you see on my left, you will see that Krupa Gathani had just written a blog about 10 universities that are offering free online courses for students. Isn't that wonderful? This sort of news to get on your dashboard. Or Anisha Kaur, who's written how to prepare for IELTS at the last minute. So this is a very, very informative and interesting dashboard that we have. Now, talking about psychometric assessment, what exactly is psychometric assessment and how does it decode whether your abilities, your skills, and your passion go parallel to what you want? Now, talking about assessment, this is how your analysis look like. So we've got various tests. If you talk about orientation style, the scores obtained your will have give you administrative oriented results, how you deal with facts, numbers, records. Talking about interest, what exactly is your interest, your personality, your aptitude, your emotional quotient? How can you handle a particular situation? So over here, we give you 5 career matches. So these are the 5 career matches which we give you as per the psychometric assessment, which is at most accurate psychometric assessment that you will find anywhere. This is how exactly how your report looks like. I'll just share it across with you all. So this is the report. Career discovery report, deep insights, Mindler framework, what your personality is, what is your domain style, It helps you understand what exactly is good for you and what is not. Other than that, we've got planning tools, we've got roadmap wherein you can choose any colleges abroad, India, anything that you want. You can uh, put any career, your a backup career, you can map your colleges, you can shortlist your exams. There's so much here. There's an exam corner where we talk about what are the dates, what are the application dates, which exams you need to give for a particular course, what are the scholarships available, what are the SAT, ACT. This particular dashboard helps you with everything that you are looking at. And it will help you understand what career you should go for, because career confusion isn't just happening to students in their early career, early 20s. Even children and teenagers are experiencing career confusion. And some experts say that it all stems out from the society that we live in. Definitely, it becomes very rare to market purely your preferred skills and not what a specific career requires. Uh, with that, how can we deal with career confusions with so many options that we have? So definitely we are here and we are going to help you at Mindler Education. Our philosophy is students spend 70% of their adult life at the workplace. Career decisions are one of the most important decisions in a student's academic and professional journey. It is essential that these decisions are made with utmost care and expertise. We blend artificial intelligence and machine learning with strategic human inventions to enable career successes. Our team, our advisory board, our psychometric team, being unparalleled experience in the domain with a singular aim of helping you all. We aim to minimize human bias in the career decisions. That's where your aunties and uncles come in place, where they give you different advices about what career you should be going for and what you shouldn't be going for. So yes, that is what Mindler is all about. We'll be sharing a discount code with all of you all. Surely we can definitely talk once this is over and show you what exactly we do and how we do it.